Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Metal Mondays with Marathon Milio, and I am here with my friend Linda, or at Linda Likes You. Follow her on Insta. Hey. We just ran the original authentic marathon in Athens, Greece, from Marathon to Athens. We did that about 2 days ago. We've been sore as fuck ever since. But right today we're finally able to walk around and see the city. We are currently in Istanbul, Turkey.
Beautiful city.
Beautiful city so far, correct. But to go back to that race, it was ridiculously hard. It was probably up there with one of the hardest races I've ever done personally, right up there with Antarctica. I walked, I cried, I ran in the rain, which is something I never do. It was crazy, right? What do you think?
It was a very crazy experience. I hated every second of it until I got into Olympic Stadium.
Yes, agreed.
It all worth it for me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The race started out kind of. Well, what happened was we woke up super early to have to take a shuttle to the city of Marathon, and as we were walking to the shuttle, people were literally getting out of the clubs, all dressed, all fancy and all cute and shit, and we're like all walking, dreading this race, excited but kind of dreading because we had just discovered that it was going to be all uphill. On the ride up there, we were on a shuttle bus, and the whole way up there, we were pretty much going downhill. So we were starting to freak out a little bit more because we knew that we were going to have to run up that hill to get back to the city of Athens. So it was already getting in our head. The weather forecast the night before was a 70% chance of rain.
With thunderstorms.
So we were kind of tripping out on that. Everything was sounding like not good. Luckily, the day of the race, it turned out to be only a 30% chance of rain, and it looked really nice. But it did, within the first minute of the race, start raining on us, of course.
Not just drizzle, it was like actual hardcore rain. Like rain that
we were
see back in San Diego.
we were wet. We were wet. Within the first 5 minutes of the race, we were pretty much soaked. And that's just something I'm not used to running. I'm not used to running in the rain. I'm not used to running uphill. So that was already some of the factors that probably made it one of the hardest marathons I've ever ran. But overall, I liked it. There was a lot of spectators out there, little kids giving high fives. So it was kind of emotional in that sense too. It was emotional for a lot of reasons, just the outpour of support that was there, running the original course.
The history behind all
Yeah, the history, running into the Olympic Stadium at the end. Like everything about this course was actually pretty awesome, except for the fact that it was all uphill.
Yeah, I would say I hated every second of it until we rounded that corner and saw the big stadium. I knew that we were going to be following the footsteps of all these Greek legends and gods and warriors that done it before.
It was history. We ran through some of the battlefields, which is, I didn't even show you the medal, which is kind of what the medal shows here. This marathon originated in what?
490 BC.
490 BC. So, this is old school. And I understand now why Phidippides died at the end, because that shit is no joke.
Yeah, and he ran from Marathon to Athens to deliver the news of them defeating the Persians.
Yes.
And died as soon as he entered Olympic.
And gave the news and died. And I can understand why, because that course is no joke. And we trained for it. So this guy probably just ran not knowing what it was going to be like. So
First time anybody's ever done that distance.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's the first time. It's where the marathon originated from. So that is why it was a super emotional thing for me. Not to mention that I was pretty much gassed out. I was physically tired. My body hated me. Like everything was telling me to stop. So after a while, you can't help. Your emotions just kind of take over. And I definitely cried, especially running into that stadium. Was crazy. It's a huge ass stadium. It's one of the oldest buildings ever, and it was just amazing. In that sense,
like it.
Yeah, that feeling is.
I'm glad we checked that off our bucket list.
Yes, and it was a bucket list thing for both of us, and we both got to do it together. And so
finished way before me.
We're very proud. We both, even though we did slower than we wanted to, we both still rocked it. I did it at just under 4 hours. Linda did it under 4.5 hours. And that's still pretty good considering you're running, up and up and up. So
we talked to a few groups of people who had been training the entire year, and they both had someone go to the hospital.
Yeah, we met random people, and all these random people were like, my friend went to the hospital. And I
course.
actually saw a lot of people on the ground during the race too. So it's hard, and big props to everyone who ran it, everyone who came in front of me, everyone who came behind me, because that's true athletes right there. That shit was hard.
We are now true Olympians.
Yay, we are. Hey. So because of the history and just because of the location and all that, I would recommend that course, but I also recommend you train on hills at least for 20 miles.
Yeah, don't do what we did learn about it the day before.
Yeah, not a good idea.
I couldn't sleep.
I know. You'll thank us for us later for that good piece of advice. Is there anything else you remember? People were passing. It was kind of cool too because people were passing. They were just picking olive tree branches from the trees and just kind of passing them out. And I'm not sure what the history behind that was or anything, but I found that really.
I think they made the Grecian.
Yeah, they
like
just.
head wreaths.
I was giving high fives to like everyone, and people were just handing out their hands, putting out their hands and giving high fives. And so I was just giving out high fives, and then somehow someone slipped one of those branches in my hand, and I just took it, and it was cool. I don't know. I ran with it for a while, and I put it in my pocket, but by the end of the race, it was on the ground somewhere. I don't know what happened.
It was cool seeing all the traditional Greek Orthodox dances that.
Yeah, people were dancing on the side, doing the little holding hands in the circles, and up and down, and.
And even when we were walking, cool. Everyone was like, "Good job, guys!
Yes.
Bravo! Keep going."
I probably walked for a half mile to a mile. Thinking, that I was just gonna have to walk the rest of the way. But during this time, people were on the side, like looking at me in the eyes and being like, "Bravo!" And whatever they were saying, I don't know because I couldn't understand. But they were specifically talking to me, and I know they were just encouraging me to keep going because I was so close. And that was really moving and touching too. And at that time, I was like sad and mad at myself. I was disappointed in myself for walking. And no joke, this little kid came and gave me a high five, and I got all emotional, So it was just a good experience. These races are just amazing. I'm so glad that I was able to do this with a good friend who also enjoyed it as much as I did.
I hated it every second.
Yeah, I mean, when we say we loved it, we don't mean the actual course. We just love the experience
we remember
itself.
The glory of
yes,
the Olympic Stadium.
This is true.
And it was awesome being able to sit down after that and watch everyone else still finish.
Yeah, it was still emotional just watching people and people like raising their hands at the end of the finish line, and it's a tough race, and it's just history. It's just historic as well. So pretty amazing. Okay, I think maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. There might be a follow-up to this one because I feel like there's a lot more to say, but we can't think of it all right now. But overall, awesome experience. Loved it. And off to the next adventure, I guess. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I love Mondays.